This week on Inside Boulder News, police collaborate with BolderBOULDER organizers, kids share their Boulder Civic Area ideas with council, and Bridge House resources help homeless people get back on their feet. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. Runners are ready to take their marks for the 35th annual BolderBOULDER this Memorial Day, but the over 50,000 racers aren't the only ones preparing. This year, Colorado's biggest 10K is adding extra security measures in light of the Boston Marathon bombings, and there are things you need to know before heading to the start line.
We're taking some extra precautions, not because there's any identified threat to Boulder, but because we want people to feel safe and we want the event to go off safely. So people will see an increase in police presence at the start primarily and at the finish, and also other parts of the course. And there'll be some things behind the scenes that the participants won't see, but are designed to keep the event safe and hopefully help us to have a great day.
This is the 35th running of the race, and so from the beginning we've been very closely partnered with the University of Colorado Police Department as well as the City of Boulder's Police Department. And so in that vein, we've been very diligent to just security and safety kinds of planning and preparation.
The number one message is try not to bring backpacks or bags to the event because that's going to cause some concern, and if people could refrain from bringing backpacks and bags, it makes our job a whole lot easier.
If you need to have your bag transported, why we have a mobile locker at the start. We'll be able to screen bags at the start, and we'll screen people at the stadium.
We really encourage people not to leave anything unattended. We're referring to it as the airport rules. You know, if you leave something unattended, it's most likely going to get confiscated and it won't be there when you come back.
Go to BolderBOULDER.com for help navigating through a busy race day. Part of hosting a safe event is making sure our roads are ready to handle 50,000 runners. Each year, city crews work to prepare the race route.
The BolderBOULDER race does bring a large amount of folks to the city. It is a long-standing race here in Boulder, and we want to ensure that it continues to be a safe route, that all the runners have a good experience, and every street is up to its best condition possible. So our first initiative is to get all the potholes filled so it's a safe route for all the runners. After the potholes, we do some median maintenance work, some mulching, a little vegetation control, and also we do street sweeping to ensure the streets are clean for the race route.
And after the race, stop by the Channel 8 booth on the expo field. You'll have a chance to win free rec passes and other prizes when you sign up for My City News updates at the booth. Memorial Day week also marks the start of the Arapahoe Avenue Reconstruction project. The $5 million project will place concrete on Arapahoe from Folsom to 17th Streets. Improvements will also be made to other areas of aging infrastructure, including areas around Boulder High School.
We have a project to replace the pavement. It's in very deteriorated condition, and we'll be replacing it with concrete, starting from Folsom going as far west as 17th Street. We will also be making some underground utility improvements, including a new storm drainage system, sidewalk improvements, bus stop improvements, and landscaping improvements. The project begins next week, the week of Memorial Day week, and it will last until the fall of 2014. The traffic impacts this summer and next summer, which is basically week of Memorial Day through mid-August, will have the vehicle lanes down to one eastbound lane only, with westbound traffic and the jump transit service being detoured to Canyon Boulevard.
The project runs through fall of 2014. Taking the detour route or using alternate modes of transportation are encouraged. We have Little City planners among us, and they're taking on one of Boulder's biggest projects. A class of 4- and 5-year-olds at the Boulder Journey School has been investigating the Boulder Civic Area project for the past several months. On Tuesday, they presented their ideas of transforming the space to council.
They have been so excited about this.
Tap it a couple times.
We started working on the project in the fall of 2012, and we've been working on it this entire school year. There's been so many ideas that the children come up with that are just so unique and so interesting.
Our proceeds received from the city.
And as you will see, some of the influences that we've had from 4- and 5-year-olds, as I mentioned earlier, we've touched every level of age group, In fact, right after the Ideas competition last December and January, they came out to the library to look at some of the submittals, and they had their own selection of the ideas that they liked. The professional judges selected the top winners, and coincidentally, the top 2 winners were the same ones that the 4- and 5-year-olds actually selected.
And I think what's been really important for them is having the chance to be involved in community work at such a young age. And we're all hoping that it's something they take with them.
And we were wondering if it would be okay to approach you all, and we have an envelope for you all with their ideas.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think it's an excellent reminder of why we're doing this, having these kids here who are growing up in Boulder. And whenever the renovations happen, these are going to be the users of this space for the longest time, and so it's really ultimately the reason why we're doing it.
That's been the biggest surprise, is just to see how engaging it's really been for them, and as such for all of us as adults and families and teachers too.
The next stop for the kids is a presentation of their ideas at BMoCA on June 15th. To learn more about the Civic Area project, visit BolderCivicArea.com. Homeless adults aren't coming here to hang out or get a hot meal, but they are seeking help to get back on their feet. The Bridge House Resource Center has served over 400 people since its opening in October. The nonprofit collaborates with other organizations by offering things like substance recovery programs and job-seeking assistance. Now, 7 months later, the pilot period has come to an end, and Bridge House representatives are sharing what they've learned so far.
Who is homeless in our community and what we can do.
We're seeing not only people come and do an intake and see what they might be eligible for and work with them on a one-on-one basis, but we're also seeing people return. So we've had over 1,800 repeat visits for people coming back to continue work with a case manager, participate in a group, and we've seen many people seeking employment. Over 87% of people are unemployed. Over 50% of the folks are actively seeking employment, so our employment services have been incredibly helpful and well utilized. We also have addiction recovery groups on site. We have folks from mental health partners here helping people access mental health treatment. We have a variety of different agencies delivering a range of services. So we've even been surprised by the number of people who have come here, mostly because this place is only for program services. There's no meals, no basic services. It's not a place to hang out. It's a place to come and get on the path to changing your life.
City Council will hear the numbers and stories collected from the pilot in the next couple weeks. Learn more about Bridge House at BolderBridgeHouse.org. Thanks for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. And now you can sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to BolderChannel8.com and click on subscribe.